Good day, good day, Pastor Al. Good day. I hope you're doing well. Good day, everybody. So, as you can see, we're here for meditating with the moon, and my little kitty here wanted to be part of the show. So, this is Davy. Davy. He's like, "What is happening right now? Why are you up?" So he is sitting on my lap since I'm here. So, good day, everybody. I am Melissa, and this is our very special morning sip. Yes, good day, Julie. It's our very special morning sip where we meditate with the moon. We meditate with the moon. Yes, we do. So, this is our new moon, Nan. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for the kitty, the kitty shout outs. Appreciate that. I'm about to put him down because this ain't gonna work for me. All right, boy. All right. He's not happy about being put down either. Okay. All right. So it's the new moon, y'all. The new moon in July. And it is a new moon in Cancer. New moon in Cancer. And Cancer happens to be one of my favorite signs for many reasons. I have a lot of Cancer friends and relatives, actually. So, shout out to all the Cancers out there. So, as I always do, I share some information about the moon. Ah, okay. I see you, Nan, saying that you've been kicked out a few times. Okay, okay, that's fine. Like Davy, coming and going like Davy. Okay. I see what you did there, Nan. Very clever. So I'm going to share some information about the new moon. But before I do that, we're trying out the meditation with the moon. Um, I was going to say format, but we haven't really changed the format. Just trying out how it would be back on StreamYard with an added component of coming together after on Zoom. So that's what we're doing. We're calling it a moon after party. And so at some point towards the end, we'll have the banner with the link, and it's just bit.ly joy moon. That's the link. And then the password. There we go, right there. So we'll have that up, and you'll be able to share, and we'll be able to have some conversation after we come off of Facebook and YouTube and go on to Zoom. Okay? All right. So, new moon in Cancer. Here's some information. So, as you know, the new moon is the beginning of a new lunar cycle. It's a time of new beginnings, a time to reflect, and a time for introspection. And it's also a time when the energy turns inward, right? So it's a time for us to turn more inward too. It's a time to recalibrate. And I know I feel like some recalibration going on for me. And it's also a good time to set new intentions. Okay. So when we set the intentions during the new moon, it builds in momentum throughout the moon cycle to the full moon period. So this is a great time to like put into the energy, put into the universe what your intentions are and watch the momentum build between now and the full moon. So as I mentioned, this is the new moon in Cancer, and Cancer is a water sign, and it's a time to focus on home. So we could think about home as our physical home. And I would like to add to that, we could also consider home as our inner space, our sacred space within us, right? It's a focus on heightened emotions also. So you might be feeling a little more emotional during this new moon cycle because of the water sign in Cancer. It's also a time where you might feel more protective and you may focus on stability in different areas in your life. It's a good time to release emotionally. So if you've been holding on, you feel like you've been holding on to your emotion, or if an emotion has been very persistent, let's say, it's a good time to allow yourself to release that energy, to let things go, and to process it out. Okay. It's also a time to focus on what feels most grounding to you and to focus on balance. Okay. Relationships may be up during this period. Like you might feel tested in some relationships, especially those home relationships. And it's a good time to look at opportunities to be more collaborative, right? And when I say collaborative, I'm also including yourself, how you can be more collaborative with your inner space, your inner home. All right. So I also want to share a little bit from the Moonology Oracle cards. And I love this. I love this set. That's the card for the new moon in Cancer. And it says, you and your loved ones are safe. So that's the energy. And here's a little bit of what the Oracle says. There's a new start coming in your private life. Something is rising up in connection with the people and places you hold dearest. This can be this can be to do with a member of your family, a flatmate. So I'm like, I wonder if somebody from anyway, it sounds like such a British term, flatmate. If you're hoping to move forward with something special in your private life, this card comes to you as a message that you can do it. If you've been neglecting your family, it's time to reconnect with them. If you've been neglecting yourself, you need to take better care of yourself and nurture yourself more. If your insecurity is holding you back, that's something for you to work on now. Doing so could bring you your heart's desire. The new moon in Cancer can be a super emotional time. The moon is all about emotions, and Cancer is a water sign and also a very emotional sign. Saying that, the moon is very happy in the sign of Cancer. It's one of her two home signs along with Taurus. So whenever you pull it, this card suggests that whatever happens next will be in your favor. It's especially positive for family matters. It's time to renew and review your goals and see if anything has changed. This is also a good time for meditation. How perfect is that? So, that's some information about our new moon in Cancer. All right. So, let's get into our spiritual practice. We do a spiritual practice as part of our meditation with the moon. And so, be prepared with something to write on and something to write with. And what we do in the spiritual practice is our 3-3-3-3, right? 3 minutes of reading something inspirational, 3 minutes of journaling, 3 minutes of meditation, and 3 minutes of prayer. But in our meditation with the moon, we do more minutes than the 3-3-3-3. But if you're just starting out with the spiritual practice, I suggest to start off with a baby step. And 3 minutes of each of those things is a good baby step to start off with. Okay? Wonderful. So, our inspirational reading today is coming to you from July's Science of Mind magazine. And I'm going to read yesterday's, which is July 8th. And it's titled From Desperation to Inspiration. Okay? Now, who doesn't want to move from desperation to inspiration? Those of you who may not know, my eyes water a lot early in the morning. So that's what that is all about. Okay. So it opens with a quote from Walt Whitman. From this hour, I ordain myself loose of limits and imaginary lines. The East and the West are mine, and the North and the South are mine. I did not know I held so much goodness. And then there's a quote from Ernest Holmes from The Science of Mind. The Spirit of God dwells in the inner man with power and might. The outer man reflects the Spirit insofar as the intellect allows it to come forth into expression. And here's the daily inspiration. Inspiration is a dynamic flow of energy that infuses one being with passion. It is a powerful, purposeful, and productive energy. It often flows from intuitive experiences, and it can be encouraged and nurtured. When one is inspired, there is hopefulness, joy, and enthusiasm. The words used by an inspired being are quite different from the words used by others. In fact, an onlooker might characterize an inspired being as irrational or not being in the real world. The inspired soul is sourced from the inner fountain of divine magnificence. Thus, the inspired being might readily proclaim, I am peaceful, powerful, and poised, for I know who I am. This being also saturates the mind with many other thoughts, such as, I am standing in the cockpit of my magnificence and I love it. When you are inspired by some great purpose, some extraordinary project, all of your thoughts break their bonds. Your mind transcends limitation. Your consciousness expands in every direction, and you find yourself in a new, great, and wonderful world. This speaks of the inspired being who is also illumined, who is also an illumined being. For us to move from desperation to inspiration, our mind must be on fire with divine desire. We must be conscious of what we are telling ourselves about the events and experiences in our lives. Are we using the language of desperation or inspiration? And the closing affirmation is, I have an elevated outlook. An extraordinary surge of positive energy is enveloping me. I move from desperation as I embrace inspiration. So I love that question at the end. Are we using the language of desperation or inspiration? It's a great question to ask ourselves. Okay, so let's get started and look at, we're going to do some meditation and then we're going to do our writing. Okay. So, in preparation for meditation, just make yourself comfortable wherever you may be. If you're still in the bed, laying down, watching, this is participation, right? So, you are actively engaged in the meditation. All right. And you're not going to fall asleep. Let me put that out there. You're not going to fall asleep. You will stay awake. Yes. Okay. You might want to sit up. All right. So wherever you are, however you are, get comfortable as we go within. And so we're going to go within first by just closing our eyes or lowering our gaze, whatever is most comfortable for you. Okay. If you're sitting, it's great to ground yourself by having both feet on the floor. And even if you're laying down, do so with alignment, right? So if you're sitting up, you want to make sure your posture is good. And if you're laying down, lay on your back, right? And be as erect as you can laying down. Okay. So we're going to close our eyes. We are grounded. We are safe. We are ready. We are aware. We are alert. And we are breathing. And so we take a deep breath in and we let it out. So let's breathe in through our nose. Hold it at the top and let it out through your mouth. Let's do that again. Let's breathe in for 4. Hold for 4. And let it out. And let's just slow it down just a little bit. And breathe in for 4. Hold it. And let it out. And one more deep breath in. Hold. And let it out. And so we continue with our breath. And as we do so, we just allow the breath to guide us inward, and deeper within. As we journey into our home, we breathe. And as we breathe, we allow everything else to fade into the background, to just move away from us. As we move into us more and more. And we just gently breathe. Releasing any tension we may feel as you scan your body from the top of your head. You might move your head from side to side just to release any tension. Release the shoulders by rolling them back. Breathe into the back. Release any tension there, especially around the shoulders, lower back. We just release. Release the belly. Soften. Release your pelvis area. Just breathe into your seat. Release any tension you may be holding in your legs, your knees, your thighs, your feet, your toes. Allow yourself to fully be in the release through the breath, going in deeper and deeper, home. And we settle here. And as we are in our inner space, we are secure, for we are grounded in love. It is an atmosphere of total peace, of joy, of good. Just allow that energy to circulate. And we go in even more. We settle inward even more. And as we do so, we are clear of our state of consciousness that we are cultivating, a consciousness of love, a consciousness of oneness. And just allow yourself to feel the presence of love that you are. Love is your flatmate, and you are at home with it. I invite you to bring to mind something that may be up for you, something that you have been in contemplation about. Just gently bring that to mind. It may be something that you are in need of making a decision about. It may be about the next step in your life that you are contemplating taking. Whatever it is, bring it to mind now. And know that whatever it is perfect. We are dwelling in the home of infinite possibilities, not in the home of right or wrong, the home of possibilities. And this next thing that is up for you now in your life is perfect. And we know that it is because it is here. And so we bring it into our home of love. And we breathe into it love. We envelop it in the consciousness of oneness. Allow yourself to visualize yourself doing the thing that is up for you now. You have made the decision. Visualize yourself doing it. Allow yourself to feel what it would be like to have it now. What is the feeling tone of it? Engage all of your senses. What does it look like? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? What flavor is it? Fully engaged. Inviting in the sixth sense of intuition. And your intuition is telling you that all things are working together for your highest good, including this thing that is up for you, this desire, this choice that has been made. All the elements of it are good. Just allow yourself to feel the emotion of it. And so we sit here with it, fully engaged, owning it, holding it, inspired by it. Just allowing ourselves to be in it more deeply now as we go into the silence for a moment. And let's come into the breath again. Holding on to the feeling. Holding on to the feeling. Allowing it to guide you back into this space, into this moment. As you gently open your eyes, just breathing in. Okay. So please get your journal or whatever you're writing on and with. And we're going to do some inspirational journaling, staying tuned into what came up for you in the meditation, especially the feeling, the emotion. And so the invitation is to write from the emotion. So, for example, if the emotion that came up for you in the meditation was love or joy or inspiration or peace, allow yourself to write from the perspective of that emotion about whatever it is that came up for you. So for me, it's as if joy is writing. So, what message does joy have for me? And we're just going to write for a minute or two. If that doesn't connect for you, feel free to write about anything that's up for you now. Just allow yourself to be open to what wants to come through on the page. You won't know until you start writing. Okay, we could take a pause there. All right. Okay, everybody. So let's just go within for a moment again as I close us out with a word. And so as we breathe knowing that we are connected with one life. We are connected with the source, the power, the love, the force of life itself radiates and permeates all around us, through us, for us, and as us. And as we align ourselves again and again and again with this knowingness, we know that what is for us is completely for us. And so we allow ourselves to be in that vibration of wholeness, that vibration of love, that vibration of the energy, the feeling tone of good that is surrounding whatever it is that is in our heart's desire. We allow it to percolate. We allow it to blossom within our consciousness. And our state of consciousness is a state of consciousness of oneness. And so, in knowing that we have all that we need within us, that our home is completely furnished with all of the resources that we need, we allow ourselves to settle in comfortably, surrounded with the love, the light, the joy, the peace, the harmony that is seeking expression through and as us. And we take this energy and we harness it within us and we allow it to go before us and prepare a place, knowing that it is good. So I affirm that which came forth for each one of us through this meditation with the moon. I affirm that our emotions are high because high emotions radiate overflow as we allow ourselves to be the hero in our own lives and to let that energy of the hero guide us, protect us, and show us the way. And so we lead from within and we release into the law that always says yes, knowing that it is done, that it cannot return void, but returns in the overflow all the time. And so it is. Amen. Okay, so I thank you all so much for joining me for today's meditation with the moon. So we're going to hop over to Zoom. The link is bit.ly Joy Moon. So let's just put that banner back up again. bit.ly, L-Y, / or is that a / or / I can never remember. Joy Moon. Okay. And the password is 842215. Okay. It's right there in the thread also. It's good to see you all. It's good to see you, Stephanie, Nan, Julian, Pastor Al, Wayne, Anita. Thank you all for meditating with the full moon with me today. Peace and blessings, peace and justice. We're living life in joy, connected to our yes.